Hi, friends. We are going to chat teacher tired today. Um, I have a join friend who's going to join me on live video, but what we're going to talk about is teachers who thrive. Because prior to Thrive, I was a first grade teacher. I taught for 15 years, loved my job, loved my first grade kiddos, but I was always tired. I think when people would pass me in the hallway, they'd say, "Hi, Megan, how are you?" And I'd say, "I'm tired." And I had that weird, tired eyelid feeling all the time. So I wanted to chat with Rachel today just to talk about teachers who thrive and teachers who need Thrive, because everybody deserves to feel their best. So when we're talking about Thrive, we're talking about 3 simple steps first thing in the morning. We take 1 to 2 capsules on an empty stomach. To 40 minutes later, we drink an ultra micro ionized lifestyle mix, which is a simple way of saying it is really digest, really easy to take down. Hi, Miss Rachel. Um,
Hello.
and then we put on our little DFT foam sticker, which is Dermafusion technology. I have the fancy new one on today. And that just stands for what it sounds like. It's fusing vitamins into your system slowly throughout the day. And when we take those 3 steps consistently over time, we get some pretty fun results. And Miss Rachel is joining us because I thought, you know what, this week I really want to talk to a lot of teachers this week and next week because they're going back to work. It's a crazy time of year. Wild. Tell me your story. Where were you at before Thrive? And what kind of made you jump in?
Um, Before Thrive, tired,
No swearing on this one. No, I'm
tired.
just
I
kidding.
will. I will try not to do that. Oh my gosh. Tired. I was not a good sleeper. I think ever since my son was born, and he is now 14. So this would have been about 2016 before Thrive. Um, I don't think I slept in like 12 years. I would go to bed at night and, you just hear every noise or have things about the day going through your system and just not sleeping well. And then I think I would finally be in a dead sleep about the time when my alarm would go off in the morning. And I was
Yeah.
what you would probably call a chronic snoozer. I seriously probably hit the snooze button for at least an hour every morning. And I would wake up frazzled and shower quickly. Some days dry my hair, some days not. I'd get my kids out of bed, and seriously, I would be sweating by the time we were going out the door. I'd make sure I had my coffee. I'd probably scream at my kids to get what they needed to get and get in the car. Sometimes I spilled my coffee on myself or in my car, and then I was mad at myself. And um, for at about that time, I was only had to drive around the block or walk down the street
Right.
because school
So
was right
close.
there. But I was late. I was late getting there all the time, and I was wiped out when I would get there. Oh, and then I do a good job at my job. I was really good at teaching, and I was happy in the classroom. And um, by the time the end of the day would roll around and my own kids would come walking into my room, it was like a flip of a switch, like witchy woman, come on out. I was not happy with my own kids by that time. I was worn out and just wanted peace and quiet. And, I had my daughter even say that to me at one point. She was like, Mom, you are like smiling and happy all day long at school, and when you're at home, you are crabby. And it was the truth. I would get home at night, and every night was kind of the same thing. Like, okay, prepare dinner, clean up dinner, homework. Ugh. I don't want to do that. I have no patience left to help the kids with that. And quite honestly, I would wish my evenings away with the kids. Like, I could not wait for them to go to bed so I could pour myself a glass of wine and sit on the couch in peace and quiet. And then the same thing, I would probably stay up too late at night. Oh,
I think she's frozen. My phone was doing this yesterday, so maybe she'll pop back on. But yes, I can totally relate. My um same nighttime routine, except I would nap on my couch while she was making dinner. I wasn't doing that. I was napping. And I would definitely, gosh, let's put these kids to bed because I need, here, I can just add her back on, because I need some me time. And then, just like Rachel, I would get back into that place where I would, and then the vicious cycle of the snooze would come back. And I think it's something a lot of people don't talk about in those early years with your kids is how exhausting it is to work and to raise kids, at the same time, especially if you're a teacher and you're with kids all day long and then you have kids when you get home at night. It's just kids, kids, kids. So I know, let me see, I can add her back in. There she is. So I know that she was reached out to by a friend, and that's the best part about her story is she actually ignored her friend for quite some time. And she decided to finally answer her one day. And she kept saying to her friend, all right, Rachel, if you're watching me, I can add you back in. Hold on, let me message her. I know that her friend was messaging her for a while, and she finally decided to respond to her. But she said that her and her husband were kind of giggling in their bed, almost like nightly at their friend and her posting about Thrive, and they were like, what is she doing? But the best part is that her husband actually started thriving before her because he's one of those people who loves to. So we'll jump back on with her. And she can share kind of that beginning part, but it's so
Oh my
cool.
gosh,
There she is.
so sorry.
Don't worry.
I did start saying a couple swear words there. Did you hear that? Oh God.
Nope.
I tried to flip up a text message in it.
Oh no, you can't touch the phone. You can't
Don't-
touch it once you start it.
Don't
You just
touch.
gotta look through it
Don't
and ignore
touch.
it.
Oh my gosh.
So I was saying the
No.
best part is that in the midst of all of that, you started to see your friend posting about Thrive. She was kind of messaged you and asked you if you'd be open to more information, and you were really just kind of making fun of her.
Yeah,
Which is terrible.
I totally made fun of her. I need to try not to look at myself. Sorry, because I wore sunscreen this weekend and I always get zits. Excuse me.
Don't look at it.
I'm gonna look at you.
Scoot back.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? She had actually messaged me. It would have been like January of 2016, I think. Kind of a New Year's thing. And I opened up her message and I like nearly had a heart attack. I thought, what on earth is she trying to offer me here? And I immediately closed her message and quickly Googled what Le-Vel was, and like it started off with like the video right off the bat, and I'm like, oh, one of those kind of companies, whatever that even means. And then I shut that off and I ignored her for like 24 hours, and then I was like, that was not nice.
So sweet.
That was really rude. So I at least messaged her back and said, no thanks, I'm not really interested. Besides that, I actually thought she was offering me like a weight loss program, which I really didn't need. I honestly knew nothing about it. So yeah, she kept posting and I would just kind of like roll my eyes. And then my husband was like, what in the world are Anna and Chris posting about? What are they posting about? They're so weird. What are they into? And then after a few months, my husband joined in first. All of a sudden he's like, hey, I got Thrive coming to the door. I bought 3 months worth of the stuff and it's coming. And I'm like, okay, lucky you. You know what? You've tried other things. That's fine.
Yeah.
But he seriously got his, and like he was a day one thriver. And the first day he was like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. And over that time, he's feeling great and I'm feeling terrible.
Crabby.
I am.
Tired.
I'm crabby. I'm tired. I'm coming home from work every day and it's just kind of like doing that repeat. And I remember like washing the dishes and like looking out my kitchen window and just being like, oh, my body is uncomfortable. Like, I'm tired. Is this all there is? There's got to be more to life than this. Like, I'm just pooped out all the time and we have no fun and my body hurts and I don't sleep, just everything. And he gets about 3 months into it, and then all of a sudden he says, I think you need to order Thrive. And I said, absolutely not. I said, we cannot afford for both of us to do that. And he said, no, I'm going to order it for you. And if you end up liking it, we'll figure it out because there's refer to get yours free. And if you end up liking it, we're going to figure that out. So he ordered it and it sat in the box here for a couple of weeks. I kind of wanted school to be over with because I was not sure what I was getting myself into.
I always hear people who say that. I had to start on Saturday because I was so worried. And
for
I'm
real,
like,
I waited
it's not going to be that big of a deal.
For real, I waited for the school year to end and I'm like, okay, let's just see. This stuff's not even going to work, I'm sure, but we'll try it. And I was not a day one thriver like he was. Day one, nothing. About day three, still nothing great. Like I was definitely cleaning out down there. And I had a lot of other things going on. Like you could just tell that it was cleaning out my system. Still,
I think it's okay. Sometimes people expect that they're going to have sunshine and rainbows. And I think yours is a great story, and mine, because we didn't have that at first. You know, it took me a very long time too to feel good. I actually got tired before I had more energy. My body was like, what is this vitamin stuff? What we need is caffeine.
Yeah. You know, and I wasn't a huge coffee drinker.
You weren't. No.
I did not drink pop, but I did drink at least one cup of coffee every day or one tall thermos of it. But I did think, you know, that we ate well. Like we bought
totally
and ate organic everything. But I still went through a period of just being tired and not feeling good. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks in where I was like, oh, I actually think this thing is doing something. I haven't yelled at my kids. Like that was huge for me. And you never want to be doing that. And honestly, to this day, I really don't. I haven't raised my voice much at my kids at all, unless they're really, you know, choosing not to be good listeners. But
it's not every day, all day. No,
it's so different. It is so different. Things are so much calmer here. And the fact that I can sleep at night now, I think is huge. Like the first night that I slept like 8 hours straight and woke up, I was like, what was that? And now that is for the most part every night, unless I have to wake up and go to the bathroom. But for the most part, I sleep like that all the time. And it changes your energy so much. So much.
It does. It's so much more consistent. And I think that's a big piece too, is people talk about the energy. And that can be a scary word. Like, is that jittery? Is that like, what does that mean? But it actually is just very smooth and calm and with really restful sleep, you know? I think when people talk about the sleep they get with Thrive, it's much more solid. And you almost end up needing not as much sleep if you know, whereas before I felt like I needed naps and sleeping 12 hours a day. And now it's like I can do 7 hours of sleep and be great.
You know, I think about that often because a lot of times, you know, as a teacher in the summertime, we have our summers off, right? And for years, I had a friend who would laugh at me because in the summer, I would not go anywhere or be seen before 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, okay. I mean, I seriously will roll over between 6 and 6:30 and I'm up out of bed. I've started doing like devotional time and listening motivation and getting out on my walk. And usually I get all that stuff done and have a couple loads of laundry in and breakfast made now before anyone else is even up out of bed. So it's definitely given me more hours in my day, and it's allowed for me to focus on me now a little bit too. And especially when the kids now are staying up at night, it's nice to take advantage of the quiet mornings. So
you got to flip-flop now.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, I was thinking that the other day coming back from somewhere, and it was like 8:30 in the morning. And like, I never used to go anywhere before 10.
I know. Me too. I was a sleeper, and now it's like if I see 7 o'clock, I'm like, that is too late. I need to get out of this bed.
Get up and get going. That's right.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and I love your story. It's so funny that your husband thrived first and all those crazy things, and that's what makes it good. Because I think sometimes people think you order the Thrive, you feel amazing, and if you don't, you should quit. But truthfully, a lot of us have very different paths that come to a great experience. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
If you
you.
guys have
Thank you. I
questions,
love it.
yes,
I love the thriving. I now am loving the Thrive Skin.
me
It's
too,
gonna get rid of the zit in no time.
right?
And I love all the people, a whole lot of new friendships
Hey,
that
I was
that
just
I love
thinking,
so much.
have you
I
tried the charcoal?
I just got that stuff.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
charcoal bar, my daughter's
Yep.
even using it,
Yep.
and the mask, you'll love it. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so fun,
I used
so
the
fun.
mask actually for the first time the other night, and the way that that dries on your face is really quite funny. I've used masks before, and
Yeah,
they none of them have dried like this. Uh, it actually could have gone with that old people app that people were doing a while
yep.
back. That's about what my face looked like. I'm like, well, this seriously, it all the wrinkles,
Okay.
like everything. Oh gosh. Okay.
So cute.
Little
I love it. And I
cancer.
love it too that it like dries. It takes longer to dry in the places where you have really oily skin or where your pores are really filled with stuff. And
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so gross.
Yeah, it totally
Yeah.
is. And
Yep. It
like
just sucks out the
all your
stuff.
pores, it's crazy. Absolutely
Yeah,
crazy.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I came downstairs with that on the other night and it was dark down here, but then I turned the light on and Brian goes, "Ah, what happened?" And then I started talking and I could barely move my cheeks. So,
So
no,
funny.
it's awesome. I'm actually
Thanks
probably
for
going to do
sharing.
that as soon as we're done with this.
Maybe I will too now. Why not?
Yeah, sounds
We're
good.
up.
Little
All right.
facial.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a good
you.
night.
See
Bye,
you
guys.
later. Bye.